Reed, we've come to the Incubate Gallery in the beautiful Avondale area of Birmingham to see the finer side of the Iron Bowl rivalry.
That sounds just fine to me, Will.
Great. You know, Reed, no one's officially said it, but I can only assume they have us here to judge all these paintings.
Yeah, just like the Iron Bowl, Will, this is about winners and Auburn. So we're going to look at the paintings and try to pick a winner. And of course, we've got to come up with some criteria for that. The two criteria we're going to use.
Most expensive?
No, that's not going to be part of it, right? This is not a normal art sort of thing we're dealing with here. Basically, we're looking for one painting that at the same time, simultaneously, exalts one school while also degrading the other. Because let's face it, that's kind of what the Iron Bowl has been about recently.
Exalting.
Now, I think, you know, obviously, if we look at the War Eagle painting.
Well, there's some confusion here by the artist, clearly. That's not an eagle at all.
No, well, unless it's a very poorly painted eagle. It's possible it's just a terrible artist.
Now, Reed, moving on, this is beautiful. This is makes me hungry almost, because you can tell it's done with the icing. Now, Lydia Poor, you're responsible for what looks to be the centerpiece, right, of this whole...
I don't know about that.
Well, it is, though. It's right there in the middle, the Big Bear Bryant picture. And, you know, here's my question. Do you think it's fair that yours is an actual photograph of Bear Bryant? Now, Reed, this one is both beautiful and confusing to me. It makes me a bit exalted just looking at it.
Well, I know a thing or two about art, and let me tell you what happened here. This is a painting that was accidentally left outside in the rain, so unfortunately we're not able to make out with them.
I see, that's a sad situation.
It is.
Still beautiful.
Yeah. Is that an African elephant or an Indian elephant?
That's actually an Alabama elephant.
An Alabama elephant,
yes.
Okay. I've seen those at the Birmingham Zoo.
Yes.
There seems to be, this is just about Alabama. I guess there's no hint of Auburn in that painting, right?
Just the guts here in the front, just some remains.
Oh, some Auburn guts, I see. Okay, which we can tell because, I see that.
They bleed orange and blue.
Okay, that's okay. So this is a sort of a violent painting.
It is. It's very aggressive.
Now, Will, here is what I like to see a lot. This is an artist that you can tell these are done by the same artist here because the little label tells us so.
Okay.
And these are two pieces, one of which is clearly about Alabama. We see Tide there, and that piece is in focus. The rest is blurry. That's obviously been sort of inspired by Instagram.
Yeah.
And then, of course, here we have an Auburn piece. That's sort of about Gene Chiswick and his truck full of toilet paper.
Oh, I was going to say it was an homage to the trees here in their final days.
Oh, okay. Well, I think it really is more of a statement of Gene Chiswick here in his final days.
Either way, they're both gone.
Yeah. Calvin, these are terrific. Two of my favorites, but I can tell that you don't get football, and here's how I know. Number one, these little animals are adorable, and number two, the names of these paintings are Elefante and Tigre. Why so artsy with the football paintings? Really, I think this artist missed some opportunities to, you know, what I would have seen here with this picture of Bear Bryant is maybe sort of like a conversation bubble here, and it just says Cal College.
Cal College.
Cal College, and that really would have put this one in the top ranks of what we were looking for.
Very unfortunate.
Yeah. Here you have gone ahead and put together a piece of artwork that just states emphatically to me, it says, the 1941 national championship claimed by Alabama is in fact not legitimate, and we're going to knock out maybe the 1973 championship as well, bump them back down to 12. Did you realize how controversial this piece of artwork would be when you created it?
Well, no, because the 12 actually represents Joe Namath.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. I'm assuming that once again this is bumping them back down to the more reasonable number of 12 national championships.
That would be correct, yes.
Well, that's very bold, Billy. I'm very impressed by that.
Here's the thing here. You can tell that it's degrading to Auburn because you have the tiger here, but look, the tiger's not saying "rawr."
No.
The tiger's saying meow.
Oh, it does say meow.
See how,
look at that.
Meow,
it's
right there.
Mewing, sure, yeah.
And so that, of course, is making fun of this tiger.
And look at this alliteration here, Will. As you know, I'm a language arts teacher.
You are.
Bama boom. Look at that.
I like that.
Will, there are a lot of pieces of artwork in this showing.
There are a lot.
There are a lot, and there are a lot that are somewhat confusing and some that are controversial, but I think we may have stumbled across the most controversial yet, and I'll be honest with you, I'm having a hard time figuring out how it works into the theme.
Okay.
This piece to me just seems to say that women are handicapped, and I don't get it. Now, one thing I noticed, and my producer pointed this out because it's a very nice detail, I think, in your artwork, is you have over here in the back corner some goalposts, and you have it both the way that the Alabama kickers seem to see it on top, and then the way it actually is for all other kickers at the bottom. They're much larger.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That's interesting.
This painting is beautiful, obviously, and it really hits one of the big criteria that we have for judging these paintings. As you can tell by the eyes of this eagle, it is exalted. It is just exalted. It's barely even awake, hanging onto the branch.
I think we need to stop and talk about something here, Will. I think, do you understand what the word exalted means?
Yes, and the more we film here without coffee, I'm getting exalted.
I think you might be thinking of exhausted, Will. We're exalted. Remember, what we're looking for is a piece of artwork that exalts one's school, which is to hold it up in praise.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
It is called Tiger Stripes, and I guess if you look at it this way, does it say tiger? No, it says.
Oh, it's one of these if you turn it upside down.
If you look at it this way, you can read Snarlin.
This is an H. This is an H.
No,
that's
all
right.
Interesting.
Awesome. Yeah.
Now let's see what's in this part of the gallery.
Okay.
Here. Oh wow. Okay, I see that.
Mercy.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. Now, this is obviously commentary on Auburn here. This year, Will, the only bowl, you may not pick up on this reference, the only bowl they'll be going to is the toilet bowl.
Oh, sure.
And that's what we have right there.
Nice. Well, Reed, like normal, we couldn't agree on a winner, so we each chose our own.
Yeah, here are the paintings that we selected based on the criteria that we discussed earlier. Here's the one that I chose with the Alabama and also the degradation of Auburn, and this, Will, that's not even one we looked at.
Yeah, but I like it.
Well, I am still not sure what I'm more disappointed by there, your selection of a totally non-football related painting or the total lack of sips and strokes at that place. What was up with that?
Hardly sipping at all, Reed.
Yeah.
But hey, some folks that have been sipping on something. An average Joe Auburn fan, an average Joe Alabama fan. Up next, Top of Vulcan.